India has successfully carried out a test launch of Prithvi-II tactical ballistic missile, and the user training launch successfully validated all operational and technical parameters of the missile, and the 350 km range missile struck its target with high accuracy. The Prithvi-II is capable of carrying conventional as well as nuclear warheads, and it features measures to deceive enemy anti-ballistic missiles. The DRDO is developing the 150 km range air-launched naval anti-ship missile medium range for fixed-wing fighter jets and maritime patrol aircraft, and as per latest reports, the DRDO is considering development of 3 more variants. With the addition of a solid-fuel rocket booster, the naval anti-ship missile medium range can be launched from frontline warships, thus providing significantly greater range of 350 km to target small to medium-sized warships, and a new submarine-launched variant with 250 km range, and a coastal defense variant that will have significant export potential. Midhani Group has announced that many parts of Adour MK102 engine that powers the Jaguar strike aircraft have been replaced with indigenous spares developed by the company, and these engine parts were found to be superior to the original Jaguar engine in the technical tests. Midhani developed components are regularly flying in the Jaguar, and the Air Force will continue to operate Darren 3 upgraded Jaguar until 2034. Malaysian Defence Minister has said that the previous government's cabinet had approved the acquisition of 18 light combat aircraft, and the new government is bound to clear the deal when it is in power. The Royal Malaysian Air Force has confirmed that it will proceed with its plan to acquire 18 FA-50 light combat aircraft from South Korea, and the commander of the Royal Malaysian Air Force has asked the government to sanction additional funds to proceed with the contract. The Ministry of Defence intends to purchase 21 new waterjet fast attack craft for the Indian Navy from registered Indian shipyards that would be built in phases over the course of 4 years between 2026 to 2030. It will be used for anti-piracy and special operations, and will have a 35 knots maximum speed for interception, an endurance of 2,000 nautical miles, and stowage capacity for 10 rifles and 2 LMGs, 8 very short-range air defense system, and 3,000 rounds of 30mm naval surface gun. The Defence Acquisition Council has accorded acceptance of necessity for 3 indigenous capital acquisition proposals worth 4,276 crore rupees. That includes Helina anti-tank guided missiles for Rudu attack helicopter, very short-range air defense system, and Brahmos cruise missile launcher and fire control system for the Shivalik-class frigates and 6 next-generation missile vessels. 4 Su-30 fighter jets of the Indian Air Force have arrived at Japan's Hyakure base for conducting the first joint air combat exercises between the 2 air forces. The Su-30 fighter jets will compete against F-15J and F-2 fighter jets of Japan, and for the first time, the Indian Air Force will use the indigenous Astra Mk1 air-to-air missile in long-range dogfight simulations. Japan Air Self-Defense Force had requested that Su-30 aircraft to be sent for the exercise to gain valuable experience, as the Chinese Air Force operates Su-30 MKM variant. American firm Johnson Controls International, that worked on the heating, ventilation and air conditioning for INS Vikrant, has claimed that the indigenous component costs only 35 to 40% of the total cost of the heating, ventilation and air conditioning order value, but the indigenous component will be improved in the second indigenous aircraft carrier that is being planned by the Indian Navy.